Welcome to Heartmender with Brenda Ballantyne. This is the time when Brenda answers your questions, takes the mystery out of psychology, and addresses the emotional issues of daily life. Here's Brenda.
Today in the studio, I've decided I would like to talk about choices and why we make them. Now, whether you're young or old, tall, short, it doesn't matter. Gender, race, nothing matters. We all have 5 basic needs. The number 1 is survival. Number 2, love and belonging. Number 3, respect, power and respect. The 4th one is freedom, and the 5th one is fun. Now, many times we're spending all of our time trying to figure out how we're going to survive. What are we going to do for food? What are we going to do for shelter? What are we going to do for our clothes? What about my job? What if I don't have a job? This is a thing that we keep in our mind. Survival, because it's number 1. The second one, love and belonging. Well, what if we have a broken heart? Nobody loves us. We'll start making choices to try to get that need met. Or we might try to belong to a fellowship, a church, a community activity, a club, something in that way that we can feel like we belong to something or someone. Then our third one, remember, was power and respect. We need to respect ourselves. And many times if we belong to something and we know our survival needs are met, then we feel good about ourselves and we can also feel others can respect us. The 4th one is freedom. Freedom to choose is really important. And we're going to be talking about choices. So to be able to choose the things that we desire, to be able to be free, to not have somebody else telling us what to do is really important. So that's the 4 of the 5 needs. The 5th one, many times we forget about, and that would be fun. Now, if we're stressing out, perhaps we're just focusing on the first need, and we're forgetting about the fact that we really need to take time to fill all of those needs. And so many times we make choices to try to do that. Unconsciously, we may be doing that. So when we take time to be able to think about ourselves, we need to take care of our emotions, our body. We need to be able to take care of the things around us so that we're comfortable and staying in that place to be able to survive. But how do we stretch to fill all these needs? May seem overwhelming, especially if you're dealing with depression or frustrations or perhaps a loss, whether it be loss of a loved one or loss of a job, perhaps loss of your identity. There's a lot of things that we deal with. But no matter what it is, we're always going to come back to try to fill one of these needs. Again, these are your basic survival needs and your basic needs that every human being has. And so when we make choices, many times we don't realize why. Somebody could say, hey, just make a good choice. Say no. But we don't know why we struggle with making those choices. But when you find that you're making a choice to, number 1, what was it? Survival. When you're trying to find somebody to love you and you're trying to get respect, when you're focusing on these, perhaps these aren't getting taken care of. They're baby steps. And so when we make choices, maybe it's just one that we can do today. And some of those things that we do, it's cumulative. In other words, I worked on my survival needs. Now I'm able to work on my relationships with someone. And then also I can take time to respect myself. And while I'm doing that, I can express my freedoms. So with those things in our lives, knowing why we make choices to try to fill these needs, it helps us to understand. It helps us to know it's okay to make good choices and what to do when we don't. That's when we look for someone to talk to and we ask for counsel.
Brenda's books are available on Amazon. To download her shows, books in print or in audio format, you can reach her at BallantyneHeartmender.com. If you would like Brenda to address your questions on her show or inquire about coaching and or speaking to your group, again, that's BallantyneHeartmender.com.
I hope this was helpful.